Well, hey there, everybody. It's Chris from the Rate the Record podcast. And yes, it's time, even though it's pretty late in the week when I'm releasing this, to do an NMR, a new music review. That's right. It might be late in the week, but I still have 3 songs for you to check out because I did. You want to hear my opinion? I want to hear yours. That's how this works. Let's get started. And as I slide on over this way, I'm just going to remind you to go to ratetherecord.ca. That's where you can find all of our streaming links, social media links, the RTR Club for $5 a month, request an album, and even merch like this. So yes, check out ratetherecord.ca. So first up on the list, we have Radiant Knife, who is a sludge and tech metal band, kind of a mix of the two, out of Lafayette, Louisiana. I think I said that right, Lafayette? I'm Canadian, I should know this. Their brand new album Pressure just dropped back in the middle of January, and the first song I'm looking at from that is Phil Collins Was Right. So once this song actually gets started, it has like a good full production to it, which is nice because as far as I can tell, it's only 2 people in the band, so it's very easy to make this feel minimal, but they actually did a very good job in filling out the entire soundscape. It's good. The whole song is underlaid with this droning choir synth, while on top of that, you have these slow and trudging sludge metal style riffs, or I shouldn't even say style, it is just sludge metal in that way. But when you combine the two, it actually sonically just sounds really good together. It really works in this mix. As I already mentioned with the production, it's good, so everything's working here. I noticed that the vocals are slightly buried in the mix though, and not in that like doom metal or sludge metal kind of way that you would expect from this style of music. Just in an under-mix kind of way, which is kind of unfortunate, because the vocals are actually pretty clean. Overall, though, I will say it's certainly not a bad track, but they probably could have gotten away with making the song a little longer and just having a big sludge metal style jam somewhere in the middle. It's just a little under 3.5 minutes. They could have stretched it out to like 5 and just kind of did their like thing for a little bit there. That would have been cool, but again, not necessarily a bad track. So next up on the list, we have Drab Majesty, who is an electronic shoegaze, dark wave type of band. It's hard to really classify this under one type of genre. A mix of all those 3, I guess, and they're from Los Angeles, California. Their upcoming album Object in Motion will be dropping at the end of August, and the single that I'm looking at from that right now is The Skin and the Glove. This has touches of 90s all over it, and I don't really know how to categorize it though. It's like it's atmospheric, spacey type of 90s alt-rock / pop type sound. I don't know, if you hear the song you'll know what I mean and you'll fit it somewhere in that era. Like I'm thinking of a weird mix in my head of like Trampoline by the Wild Strawberries or She Moves in Mysterious Ways by U2, like that style of sound, I guess. And then everything is just reverbed out and big and hollow in a way because it's got that shoegaze feel, right? So the song flows pretty well. It's actually a very smooth ride throughout its entire runtime, so it's really easy to just kind of drift along to this song. Most of the instrumentation, even though it has like energy and life to it, is still very airy and has like a bit of a psychedelic quality to it. As I mentioned before, that it's atmospheric and kind of shoegazy, the entire track is built on that idea. There are stacks of layers in this song, maybe not even stacks of layers, maybe it's just the way that everything's kind of like reverbed out and spacey that makes it feel that way, but regardless, it's adding flavor all over the place and it's just a very all-encompassing experience, if I'm saying this correctly. I could see why some people would find it a little overwhelming, like with the mix and everything like that, but I still found it pretty easy on the ears. That's just me, so I didn't mind it so much. Overall, the song is a bit of a trip. I mean, definitely a background track to your daily commute. Once again, not necessarily a bad track, not the best thing I've heard, but so we're kind of like in the middle there somewhere. And finally on the list we have Hey Colossus, and they're a post-rock band out of the UK, and they originally debuted in 2003, so they've been around for a little while, and their latest album drops this September called In Blood, and the first single that I'm checking out today is I Could Almost Care. This song plays pretty straightforward from the word go. The tones on the guitars are great though, I will say that much. The pace is great and it really drives well throughout the entire track, so it has that going for it. But the problem with the track sounding that consistent is where I'm in this weird balance of finding the song either catchy or bland. I don't want to necessarily say bland because there's still like a fun feeling in this song of driving energy, but at the same time it's not insanely catchy either. Like nothing really grabs me too much about it, so it's kind of like that weird purgatory of, is it good, is it bad, am I having fun, am I gonna sit down, is this a pee break, or is this like the jam I'm waiting for? There was a guitar solo towards the end that honestly should have capped out the entire song, because it actually brought a pretty interesting flair to the song, And the track itself runs pretty similar throughout most of its runtime, so it would have been nice to have that to at least like tie everything up so it was a little more interesting. I still appreciated the solo though, I still liked it even though it was brief, it was a welcome addition. Overall, it's a fine rock track though, don't get me wrong, once again, it's like one of those not so high and not so low type things. It's nothing exciting, but it's definitely far from something I would call bad, so this is a very middle-of-the-road review for all 3 tracks, isn't it? As I keep driving straight down the middle of that road, it's time to end this review, because that's all I got for this week, so thank you very much for tuning in and checking out these songs with me if you did. If you indeed did, make sure you let me know what you thought of the songs down in the comments below. Whether you like them, hate them, it doesn't really matter. Where you feel in between, are you also middle of the road? Comments down below of wherever you're listening, or probably just YouTube, because everywhere else would be the podcast, so don't worry about that. Here on YouTube, let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this song, or these songs. I'm on a roll. And as I said at the beginning of this review, make sure you're going to ratetherecord.ca. All of our streaming links are there, social media links, the RTR Club, you can request an album, you can get merch that looks like this, we have other designs too, and I'm also working on a couple more right now, so stay tuned for that. Regardless, all of that stuff found at ratetherecord.ca, make sure you go in there, bookmarking it, and hanging out. And that thing I just mentioned a minute ago, the podcast, you know, the Rate the Record podcast, the thing that this whole channel is based on. Yes, that happens every Monday, brand new episodes every single Monday. And this past Monday, we actually took a look at Metric and their 2009 album, Fantasies. I chose the album, it's episode 83, we're flying along through this podcast right now, and you know what? What did I think about the album? What did Savannah think about the album, considering I don't think she'd even heard the whole thing up to this point? You gotta tune in and find out, and you can also let us know what you think about that too. And other than that, that's all I have for you. So once again, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Remember to let me know what you think about the songs, and until then, go listen to some awesome music. Take care, friend. Friends, more than one friend. You're all friends.